If someone is willing to throw you under the bus, it just means that they are willing to do it over and over again, time and after time. Even if they are under a spell, it still means that they will still do it again to you. Because your habits are formed with time, and even if, as I say, that they are in a spell, it means they will always be willing to do it. Because spells, the truth about it is that it just enhances the bad things which are in you, or maybe even the good things. I don't know, I'm not sure about that, but most of the time spells, when they're done to people, it is usually with the intention to enhance the bad traits that you hold. So you might think, okay, somebody did something bad to me and maybe they were under a spell, because that is just what I was thinking about my ex-husband. I was thinking, okay, I knew that there was some kind of a spell done on us so that we separate. But at the same time, there is also something called the person's personal traits and their character that can't be changed. It's either they they do good or they do bad, and it's upon their choice to choose what they are going to do. And the spell probably enhanced his bad traits, and it became even worse. But he was comfortable with those bad traits, and he held on to those traits, and he didn't want to let go of those traits because of his past traumas. He was thinking that is the only way he could defend himself and protect himself from other people, from being attacked by anyone. So the motto for him was that he should attack even before anyone attacked him. And that is just the trait of most people who walk away from other people, because there are some people who have a habit of having a relationship, and then within a certain time, when it's getting comfortable, they just let go of the relationship because they're afraid of being abandoned. So they abandon the person even before they are abandoned. And this is just one of the things that he might have been doing, because he was thinking, let me attack before I get attacked and I get hurt. And it became a habit. And habits take a long time to form, but at the same time, when it comes to breaking habits, unless you are determined to break that habit and you are willing to break that habit, there is no way that you will break that habit in the shortest time as possible. But you have to be really determined to leave that habit in order to change. And most of us, we don't want to change. We are comfortable with how we are. And we want people to accept us as how we are. But most of the time, most people don't want to accept others the way they are. And that is what is causing problems between people and relationships. So that was the thought that was passing through my mind a while back. And it was like somebody was saying, a small voice was saying, if somebody is willing to throw you under the bus once, it means they can always throw you under the bus. Okay, they might change, but they can't. It's hard for them to change for you, because whenever they look at you, they will always remember that guilt consciousness of what they had done. But some people make up, some people compensate for what they have done. Those people are the ones who really repent, who really feel remorse at what they had done, who really are sincere, if they are able to compensate for whatever they have done. But generally, it's hard for people when you have done a mistake to somebody. Every time you come across that person, you will be reminded of that mistake that you have done. And it is in human nature to always have a guilty conscience about it. And people don't want to feel guilty conscience in any way. So what they do is just instead of facing that and acknowledging it and embracing it, they want to hide that. They want to cover it. And so they end up still having another mask on top of a mask. And that's why people still go on doing bad things to each other. And that was the guidance I was given a while back, because there are several people who have done, who have been under spells, but at the same time were also doing spells to others as well. They themselves were under spells, and they were doing spells to other people in order to keep others stuck, so that they can get what they want, because so that they wanted to siphon the energy from those people. And by doing that, they were just using the dark forces energy in order to get what they want. But in the long run, they were the ones who were losing, because they ended up being slaves to the dark forces, and it became a never-ending kind of torture to them. And because of that, they felt ashamed, and because they're feeling ashamed, they want to cover that up so that nobody sees that, and with that, they end up being even more treacherous in whatever they are doing. It is that anxious feeling you have of wanting to cover up a shame that you don't want other people to see or know about that makes people do worse things than how they could have been. And it ends up being a huge mountain that they themselves can't even climb. And in the end, they just end up giving up from their good selves and becoming the bad self, because they think that God will not forgive them, but God is all forgiving all the time. As long as you're breathing, as long as you have not reached your deathbed, you can always get forgiveness from God, as long as you are sincere about it. And in most religions, this has been given out to people to know that God is all forgiving. And that's the guidance for right now. I hope this helps somebody. But at the same time, I was thinking, okay, if that is the case, then because those people, even if they change after feeling regretful about what they have done and they are trying to compensate, they always change 100% for somebody else, but not for you. And it's up to your choice to accept them back or not. Otherwise, that is how life is. Anyway, I hope this helps, and have a great day. God bless.